Hey everyone, welcome Multiverse. Today, we're going to talk about 65 million years in the making, and released in 1993. Jurassic Park wasn't just a movie, the evolution of Jurassic Park, 1993 to 2025. Jurassic Park 1993, his story of Jurassic Park begins long before the first frame appeared on screen. In 1990, author Michael Crichton released his science fiction novel Jurassic Park. It was a cautionary tale about scientific hubris, genetic engineering, and the dangers of resurrecting extinct species. The book instantly caught the attention of Hollywood studios because of its unique mixture of cutting-edge science and primal adventure. The film opens not with wonder, but with fear. A team of workers attempts to transport a velociraptor into its enclosure. The atmosphere is tense. The jungle mist hangs heavy, and the sound design creates unease. Suddenly, the raptor attacks, dragging a worker into the cage. His screams echo as chaos ensues. The workers desperately try to save him, but the sheer power and intelligence of the creature is overwhelming. This brutal sequence establishes the tone. Dinosaurs are not mere attractions, they are predators, uncontrollable forces of nature. Following this, we are introduced to John Hammond, played by Richard Attenborough, the billionaire behind Jurassic Park. Hammond is determined to show that his vision is safe, but his investors demand scientific approval. Thus, a group of experts is summoned. We meet Dr. Alan Grant, Sam Neill, a rugged paleontologist with a love for dinosaurs but a clear discomfort with children. Alongside him is Dr. Ellie Sattler, Laura Dern, a brilliant paleobotanist and Grant's partner. Their excavation in Montana reveals raptor fossils, and Grant passionately explains to a group of children how birds are descended from dinosaurs, a theory that was still controversial in 1993 but has since become mainstream science. Meanwhile, Dr. Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum, is introduced, Laterra mathematician specializing in chaos theory. With his sardonic wit and leather-clad charisma, Malcolm represents the philosophical counterpoint to Hammond's ambition. The stage is set. The dreamer Hammond, the pragmatists, Grant and Ellie, and the skeptic Malcolm. Together, they are flown by helicopter to Isla Nublar, an island off the coast of Costa Rica, where Hammond's vision awaits. One of cinema's most iconic moments unfolds as the group drives through the lush island. The jeep stops, Grant looks into the distance, and his jaw drops. The camera pans to reveal a brachiosaurus, towering above the trees, moving with majestic grace. John Williams' legendary score swells, turning the moment into pure cinematic magic. Hammond, with childlike excitement, whispers his famous line, "Welcome to Jurassic Park." This scene captures the duality of Spielberg's vision, awe, and danger. Dinosaurs are wonders to behold, but they exist in a fragile ecosystem controlled only by human arrogance. Inside the visitor center, the guests are shown the Mr. DNA animation, which explains how scientists extracted dinosaur DNA from mosquitoes trapped in amber. With missing sequences filled by frog DNA, they could recreate extinct species. Here, Malcolm voices his concerns. In a debate with Hammond, he delivers one of the film's key philosophical statements. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether they didn't stop to think if they should. This line foreshadows the chaos to come.
Start the engine. Must go faster. Get off the stick! Bloody move! Look out! Down!
The Lost World, Jurassic Park 1997. The 1993 film Jurassic Park shook the world. The dinosaurs were made to look so real, with the help of CGI and animatronics, that the audience saw cinema in a new way. After its massive success, a sequel was almost guaranteed. Steven Spielberg made this sequel in 1997, taking inspiration from Michael Crichton's second book, The Lost World. The mood of the film is darker and more intense than the first part. Here the dinosaurs appear not as a theme park attraction, but as predators of the jungle. The film begins with a rich family arriving on their yacht to a small island, Isla Sorna, Site B. This is the same place where Hammond's company, Ingen, bred dinosaurs before transferring them to Isla Nublar. His little daughter Kathy is wandering in the jungle, and suddenly she comes face to face with small but dangerous dinosaurs, Compsognathus. These tiny dinosaurs seem harmless at first, but they attack in a group, and attack her. The scene abruptly cuts, and we learn that the dinosaurs are no longer confined to Hammond Park. They are free, and are taking on the world. John Hammond, Richard Attenborough, is now weak and sick. The board of Ingen has removed him, and his nephew Peter Ludlow now controls the company. Ludlow plans to capture the dinosaurs on Isla Sorna, and take them to the mainland San Diego, and build a new Jurassic Park-style zoo. Hammond opposes this, and decides to protect the dinosaurs on the island. So he forms a new team to go on a scientific expedition to the island, and collect evidence that the dinosaurs should be released into their natural habitat. Hammond recruits Dr. Ian Malcolm Jeff Goldblum, who is now a reluctant hero. After the trauma of the first part, he is against the dinosaurs, but agrees at Hammond's request, and, because of his girlfriend, Sarah Harding, Julianne Moore, a wildlife expert, and Ian Malcolm's girlfriend, who is already on the island, Nick Van Owen, Vince Vaughn, a photographer and environmental activist, Eddie Carr, Richard Schiff, tech expert and engineer who designs vehicles and equipment. Malcolm also has another surprise. His younger daughter Kelly secretly joins the expedition. The team arrives on Isla Sorna, and is stunned to see dinosaurs roaming naturally on the very first day. These scenes bring back the wonder moments of the first movie. The scene of the Stegosaurus herd is particularly iconic, where Sarah has a close encounter while taking photos, but they soon realize that Hammond's nephew Ludlow has also sent his own Enjun hunting team. Led by Roland Tembo, Pete Postlethwaite, a professional big-game hunter. Roland has only one goal: to capture a T-Rex. This is where the film divides into two camps, Hammond's conservationist team and Ludlow's corporate hunters. The InGen men begin capturing the dinosaurs with brutal traps, dropping a Parasaurolophus with ropes, caging a Pachycephalosaurus, and torturing baby dinosaurs to use as lures. Nick Van Owen and Sarah witness this cruelty, and break open the cages, and free the dinosaurs. As a result, the entire camp descends into chaos. The biggest twist comes when Sarah and Nick rescue an injured baby T-Rex, and bring it in their trailer. They try to put a plaster on its broken leg, but this becomes a huge mistake. Nothing goes against the natural instincts of dinosaurs. The baby T-Rex cries as it reaches its parents. Soon, two adult T-Rexes approach the trailer, in one of the most suspenseful sequences of the film. The T-Rex parents attack the Utrala. The trailer ends at the edge of a cliff. Sarah and Nick rush inside, and Eddie Carr tries to rescue them. Tragically, Eddie falls prey to T-Rexes. His death sequence is brutal and shocking. Now both camps, Hammond's team and Ludlow's hunters, forcefully become a single group, as survival is now the common goal.
There.
Oh my God.
Jurassic Park III, 2001, the film begins with a little seaplane adventure. A wealthy couple, Ben Hildebrand and his young companion, Eric Kirby, 12-year-old boy, are parasailing near Isla Sorna Site B, the same island where the dinosaurs of the Lost World were abandoned. Suddenly, their boat crew is attacked by unknown dinosaurs. The boat is empty, and the parasail suddenly drifts toward the island. Ben and Eric crash into the jungle. The scene abruptly cuts, leaving a big mystery. Will they survive? Now we return to Dr. Alan Grant, Sam Neill, the hero of Jurassic Park 1993. Grant is still obsessed with dinosaurs, but his research focus is on fossil raptors, understanding their intelligence and communication. In one lecture scene, he proudly says, "The dinosaurs that Hammond created are not real dinosaurs. They are theme park monsters. Real raptors are much smarter." Grant is struggling financially at work, as no one wants to fund him after the Jurassic Park disaster. Then, a wealthy couple, Paul and Amanda Kirby, offer him a deal. They say all he needs is an aerial flyover tour of the Isla, and in return, they will fund Grant's research. Grant is reluctant, but agrees because he needs the money. Grant joins his young assistant, Billy Brennan, Alessandro Nivola. The expedition team also includes others, a Desky mercenary, Cooper X-Soldier. Nash, pilot's assistant, and of course, the Kirby's. Grant still thinks it's just a tour. But the reality is going to be something else. When the plane flies over Isla Sorna, Grant feels uneasy. Suddenly, the plane lands illegally on the island. Grant becomes furious and confronts the Kirbys. "This is not a tour. You guys lied to me." Then the truth comes out. Paul and Amanda are not a wealthy couple. Actually, they are a divorced middle-class couple who have come to find their missing son, Eric Kirby. His child, who was shown in the beginning, was stranded on the island after a parasailing accident. Grant is shocked and insists that this is a suicide mission. But now the plane cannot take off, because the king of the jungle takes an entry. A new monster dinosaur is introduced, the Spinosaurus. The plane tries to lift off from the runway, but the Spinosaurus forcefully crashes it. In the midst of chaos, the mercenary Cooper is attacked and killed by Spino. Then the Spinosaurus destroys the entire plane and chases the group into the jungle. This sequence makes it clear the new apex predator in Jurassic Park III is not a T-Rex, but the survivors flee into the jungle. Grant and the team make a new horrifying discovery. The velociraptors now seem more organized and intelligent. In one tense scene, the group approaches a raptor's nest. Billy, who is a little reckless, secretly steals a raptor egg, thinking it will be useful for research. But this turns out to be a deadly mistake, because raptors will go to any lengths to get their eggs. While running through the jungle, the team suddenly encounters a Tyrannosaurus Rex. This is a nostalgic moment for fans, as the T-Rex is the symbol of the franchise. But everyone is shocked when the Spinosaurus fights the T-Rex and kills it. This was a controversial moment for the franchise, as it made it clear that the Spinosaurus is now the top predator for JP3. The group barely escapes and moves towards the river, where Grant decides they must reach the coast for rescue. Jurassic World 2015 to 2 years have passed since the original Jurassic Park disaster. Isla Nublar, once a home of chaos, is now a futuristic, fully functional theme park. Jurassic World. John Hammond's dream is adopted by a new corporation, Global. The park is state-of-the-art: hotels, rides, monorails, gift shops, and, of course, dinosaurs. Thousands of people visit every day. Narrator style. Hammond's dream, once drowned in blood and screams, is now alive again. Only this time, it's bigger, flashier, and far more dangerous. We meet the two central human characters, Zach Mitchell, Nick Robinson, a teenage boy, distracted and aloof; Gray Mitchell, Ty Simpkins, his younger brother, energetic and dino-obsessed. Their parents send them to Jurassic World for a holiday trip. Their host in the park is their aunt, Claire Deering, Bryce Dallas Howard, Jurassic World's operations manager. Claire is a workaholic and does not have much of a personal connection with her nephews. In a parallel storyline, we introduce Owen Grady Chris Pratt, an ex-Navy trainer who is studying the behavior of the park's velociraptors. His raptor squad are named Blue Alphas. Loyal second Charlie Delta Cohen shares a special bond with the raptors. He trains them with respect, like a pack leader, but never calls them pets. Corporate head Vic Hoskins, Vincent D'Onofrio, dreams of turning these raptors into military weapons. Owen strongly opposes. They're not weapons, they're animals, and they'll never be controlled. Claire reveals that the park is now suffering from dinosaur boredom. The public wants more thrills. So genetic engineers have created a hybrid dinosaur, the Indominus Rex. The Indominus is a genetic cocktail: T-Rex, Velociraptor, cuttlefish, camouflage, tree frog, thermal masking, and unknown DNA. This monster dinosaur is even bigger, more intelligent, and more unpredictable. Maz Ronnie says, bigger, louder, more teeth. That's what the public wants. Owen says it's dangerous. But the corporation ignores it. Owen and Claire inspect the Indominus's paddock. The Indominus hides and puts on its thermal signature mask. The team thinks it has escaped from its cage. In a panic, the workers run into its enclosure. But the Indominus suddenly ambushes them. This is the first reveal of the monster, a horrifying beast that attacks not with brute force, but with cunning and strategy. The Indominus easily breaches the enclosure and escapes into the jungle. Owen narrowly escapes by hiding under a vehicle, but sees that this dinosaur kills humans for sport, not just hunger. Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom 2018. The film begins with a terrifying prologue on Isla Nublar. A submarine team has come to recover the bones of an Indominus Rex, which was killed by a T-Rex and a Mosasaurus in the last film. A shady corporation needs these fossils for genetic experiments, but as they retrieve DNA samples, they meet a horrifying death. The Mosasaurus comes out of the water and crushes the submarine, and a technician escapes in a helicopter, but at the last second, it appears in front of a T-Rex. This opening shows that humans still underestimate dinosaurs. Dinosaurs still roam free on Isla Nublar, but the island's volcano Mount Sibo is about to have a violent eruption. Dinosaurs are now in danger, another cycle of extinction. The world debates, should the dinosaurs be saved, or should they be left to nature's hands? Since they were artificially created, the public is divided. Claire Dearing, Bryce Dallas Howard, formerly the operations manager of Jurassic World, now runs an activist group, the Dinosaur Protection Group. Its mission is to save dinosaurs from extinction. Claire reaches out to Owen Grady, Chris Pratt. Owen quit his job at the park and built a cabin and is living a simple life. But Claire convinces him that Blue, his beloved velociraptor, is still alive on the island. Owen is reluctant, but finally agrees. Narrator style. For Owen, it was not just about saving a species, it was about saving a friend. Eli Mills Rafe Spall, the manager of Hammond's ex-partner, Benjamin Lockwood's estate, gives Claire and Owen a mission: rescue the dinosaurs from the island and take them to a new sanctuary island. But the real plan is sinister. Mills wants to secretly auction off the dinosaurs to black market buyers in order to create a new era of dino weapons. Owen, Claire, and their team arrive at Isla Nublar. We see a breathtaking sequence in which dinosaurs are tranquilized and transported. Owen finally reunites with Blue, but the mercenaries trap Blue and shoot him. Owen barely escapes as the volcano erupts. The entire island is plunged into chaos. The dinosaurs flee, with lava falling behind them. An emotional scene occurs when the Brachiosaurus roars helplessly at the docks as smoke and lava engulf it. A tragic reminder that humans have caused another extinction. Claire and Owen rescue some dinosaurs aboard the ship, but they realize that Mills betrayed them. The dinosaurs are not given a sanctuary, but are taken to the basement of the Lockwood estate. Jurassic World Dominion 2022. The story picks up after Fallen Kingdom. Dinosaurs now roam freely throughout the world: oceans, forests, deserts, and even small cities. We watch a documentary-style montage. Pteranodons attack fishing boats, Triceratops roam in a farmer's wheat field, and Apatosaurus blocks the road at a construction site. Narrator-style voiceover for the first time in 65 million years. Dinosaurs are not extinct, they walk among us, and humans must learn to share the planet. Owen Grady, Chris Pratt, and Claire Dearing, Bryce Dallas Howard now live in the wilderness, away from dinosaurs. But they have another important character with them: Maisie Lockwood, the young clone girl, introduced in Fallen Kingdom. Maisie is now 14 years old, but struggles for her existence. She is hidden from the world because powerful corporations want to capture her. Because her DNA contains secrets that can change genetic engineering. A new villain corporation enters, Biosin Genetics. This is the same company that was InGen's rival in the first Jurassic Park novels and films. It's headed by Lewis Dodgson, yes, the same shady businessman who sends Nedry to get embryos in 1993. Jurassic Park. Biosin now controls a vast valley reserve in the Alps, where it keeps the dinosaurs safe. But its real intention is to exploit their genes for profit. Meanwhile, another terrifying crisis emerges. Farmers watch as giant genetically modified locusts destroy their crops. But there's a weird twist: they're destroying all other crops, except for Biosin's genetically engineered seeds. This gives a clue that Biosin is deliberately using locusts to control the world's food supply. This is the legacy factor of the film. We return to the heroes of the original Jurassic Park: Dr. Ellie Sattler, Laura Dern. Now an environmental scientist, Dr. Alan Grant, Sam Neill. Still teaching paleontology, Dr. Ian Malcolm, Jeff Goldblum. Now a lecturer on Biosin's campus. But secretly trying to expose it, Ellie discovers that the locust plague could become a global threat. She convinces Alan to infiltrate Biosin. Tell us your best Jurassic Park appearance in the comments below. Please ensure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for more awesome content.